Man, this is getting old. All right, so we have a pretty terrifying one-shot beam clip here. Now, one-shots in the game, as far as I know, don't exist. The issue with this clip specifically is there's a certain perk interaction that happens with these beams that are basically making them stronger than what they're supposed to be. Now, we are definitely going to jump into the clip to see exactly how this bug is working, but that's another thing to discuss as well. I really hope this is a bug and not something that is intended. However, the basically the hyper armor perks are allowing you to get more damage stacked up upon you during these beams. So we're going to go into the clip to see what you should look out for and hopefully how to avoid it. But obviously, death beams, they're pretty hard to dodge. We did talk about perfect dodging them recently, which definitely helped me out, to be completely honest. As far as I can like explain it quickly, basically when you see the death beams shoot out onto the floor, that's basically a heads up to where you're supposed to perfect dodge soon. So basically the beam starts to fire on the floor and then eventually it will move up. As soon as it starts moving, that is your key to dodge. So when you see the death beams fire onto the floor, that's basically them warning you, you're going to have to perfect dodge in like a second. So that is basically how I've been approaching death beams recently. The hyper armor perks are definitely something I have been running as well. You can definitely get hyper armor perks within, perfect blocking, gun strikes, those sort of things. So it can be dangerous if you, as far as I know, you can still perfect dodge even if you have the hyper armor. But that is why we are here to go into the comments, look at the clip, and see what we can figure out about this bug. All right, we are here on termination. Yep, that is a very fast beam clip. Okay, so see, once it starts firing onto the floor, this is when you get ready to perfect dodge it because it will start to jump at you pretty fast. And then see right here, that is when you should be dodging. You should be pressing the button at this point. But okay, so wow. Yeah, that's ugly. That is a one shot. That is a one shot. Ooh, oh my gosh, what? Dude, I wish I could okay, here it is. There it is. Now, this is 100%. Dude, this is still a lot of damage even if you consider getting hit by one beam though. So I was about to say he's going to get hit by this beam twice, but potentially he already got hit twice. This is extremely deadly. Dude, holy cow. That's insane. Yeah, that's very, very ugly. And yeah, they did kind of eat that. That's unfortunate. And then I love how they went for the beam again, like they need it. Dude, no, this is unfortunate. So I have to admit, I don't think this person went for the dodge. This is a very quick clip. Yeah, they did not go for the dodge. If they did, it was a bit late. So again, for the death beam perfect dodge timing, yeah, as soon as it starts to fire on the floor, you can see how fast it goes. That is your warning. That right there is, okay, perfect dodge, and then, yep. Dude, that's ugly. That's ugly. Yeah, we should not see one shots in the game. Dude, and yeah, I can consistently get that. The 3 armor and the health bar, I believe, get hit at the same time. Let's see. Dude, yeah, dude, that's really hard. That's so fast. Oof, yeah, dude, that's 100% not intended. That is 100% not intended. That is an incredibly tough one shot to just get nailed by. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Yeah, it's important. It's important to perfect dodge those, but I have to be honest. Yeah, let's try to put the volume. Does he perfect dodge it at all? No, that does kind of sound like he just got immediately hit by that. That is rough. No, I don't think they dodged. So, look, just because they didn't dodge doesn't mean they deserve to get one shot. Let me make that clear. I'm just pointing out that if they did perfect dodge this and also got one shot, that's even more dangerous. But if this... Yeah, that's, oh my gosh, that is, oh my gosh. And then, boom. Yeah, that's rough. Okay. Nah, this is crazy. This is crazy, dude. Yeah, we have to get to the bottom of why this is happening because that cannot be happening. Original poster. Did you have any perk that gives you stagger resistance with armor? Pretty sure this is a similar bug that was insta-killing assault players during jump pack dodges. The beam can't send you into the stagger animation, so instead you take mega damage. That does kind of track 100%. What they're basically detailing here is if you get hit by a death beam, you should get knocked back, giving you iframes. In this case, they could not get knocked back, and they just got probably hit by the beam like 3 times or something. That's insane, because I have seen people get hit by beams twice and they didn't get one-shotted, but there they got 100% one-shotted. So this is definitely not intended. This is definitely also something that I bet you is tricky to solve, 100%. This is definitely a bug. Now, it's now even more important to know how to perfect dodge death beams, because if you are using any of these hyper armor perks, this can potentially happen to you. Now, the Bulwark who put up the clip, they did mention they were using the level 25 perk where they have stagger resistance if they have armor, which they did. So they definitely had the perks that could potentially get you one-shotted. So that is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. This is definitely something that's not intended. I don't even know if this is a bug, but I mean, this is obviously a bug, but I'm saying this is probably something that is interacting. I mean, does any other attack really do this if you have hyper armor? Like if you get hit by multiple bone swords, whips? I'm trying to think anything that has a longer hitbox than the death beams. Like honestly, the death beams, it would make sense why the death beams are the ones that would basically interact the roughest with this hyper armor perk. It's also the perk that's probably the rarest to see. I mean, honestly, no, this is a level 25 perk, so like this Bulwark has hyper armor the entire time they have armor up. I honestly don't even use that perk so often. That's why it makes sense why we actually see this happening rare, is because I feel like a lot of people don't use that perk. Honestly, it does on paper sound like a really good perk, but there's a lot of other ways that I like to activate hyper armor. Just having it all the time and then potentially getting one-shotted by a death beam. Unfortunate. Yeah, this is definitely a bug. It's potentially interacting correctly, just not with this one attack. You know what I mean? But yeah, I imagine something like this is going to be hard to fix. Not to mention, in the comments section, there's a lot of people talking about how they didn't dodge here, and everyone's saying a skill issue and such and making fun of each other for it, so that's great. On one hand, the damage is ridiculous. On the other, I need someone to dub this with a Vox loudly proclaiming, "My face is my shield." Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, at least this one's a good one. I mean, there's a lot of people here saying like, oh, skill issue aside, this is BS and everything like that. Even if the other people are right about your dodge skills, this is crazy to put up. Like, dude, I actually made a video talking about is it in your responsibility to play around bugs? Now, in this case, dodging a death beam, I think, is one of those rare occasions where not a lot of people really run into it and learn how to do it. But again, death beam shoots onto the ground. That is your warning to perfect dodge within like a second. But okay, yes. Now, now this is, they definitely didn't dodge. I think they got hit by that death beam pretty fast. It was a fast one. It's insane that a single attack from any enemy, takes you from 100% health plus armor to 0. I don't think that's the thing. I don't think that's in the game. I don't think that is supposed to happen. Like, there's not really a one-shot. I'm pretty sure there's not a one-shot attack if you have full armor and health. There's definitely some attacks that are pretty dang close to it. So if you have a status effect or something and then get like sniped by an enraged major, that could potentially do it. Should not be possible under any circumstances. It's really not. This is definitely has to do with the hyper armor bugs kind of keeping you in place for those death beams, in which case you just take more damage than you're supposed to because you're, I guess, essentially your hitbox is longer, maybe, or it just like stays around. But yeah, that is pretty much the deal, is when you get hit by the death beams, normally you get hit back, so you get iframes for that. And in this case, they did not get hit back. And yeah, I guess if you have hyper armor, you should probably learn how to perfect dodge death beams. 9 times out of 10. I mean, at the very least, if you go down once, Bonds of Brotherhood, I'll be there to pick you up. So there's that. It is kind of funny how they start off this comment. Even if the other people are right about your dodge skills. It's crazy, bro. It's a death beam. It is a death beam that goes out super fast. Like, let me see you dodge a death beam. You know what I mean? Death beams are hard to dodge. But again, if you want to learn how to do them, they shoot on the ground. That's a warning. You get with it. You like literally, if it shoots on the ground, that means, oh, I got to press the dodge button in 1 second. It's probably less than that. But yeah, that's pretty much a warning. But yeah, honestly, now every time when I see death beams and I look for that warning, it does put me into like, oh, okay, time to dodge right now. Like, you know what I mean? But okay, regardless, let me know in the comments if you guys ran into this bug before. It does seem to be something that has been around because someone mentioned that it also one-shotted the assault class when they're in midair. So that's dangerous. But yeah, with Bulwark specifically, I guess if you take that level 25 perk, you really want to make sure you know how to perfect dodge death beams. Holy cow. But yeah, let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this. Of course, there really shouldn't be any one-shots in the game, but let me know if you know of any other one-shots in the game. But yeah, let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this, and thanks for watching.